Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode on GTA 5 with the potion seller messing around with one of the multi-purpose vehicles. It flies, it goes underwater, it hit a lamppost and went to, well, it hit a lamppost, got big airtime, fired the rockets to see where it would land, and the answer is in the water. It's quite a good little flight, comes down. I mean, it's nothing bad for this car because, well, it's a submarine, it can survive. However, around this area, it's not the easiest to get the car out of the water, so they line it up to try and hit off of a post, like put the nose up, fire the rockets to launch the car clear. The problem is, they didn't anticipate that said vehicle was going to get stuck in, well, between a pipe and sort of metal girder. It's definitely not having a good time in all of that. It's not going the way that you'd want it to. It does, though, sort itself out. Amazingly, it falls down, bounces on the rear quarter, and somehow lands on dry land. That should not have happened. That should not have happened at all. Shep next on Horizon 4 is racing off-road down one of the very narrow kind of paths on this game. Goes for what can only be described as a literal overtake. Runs a little bit wide, bounces off some sort of terrain, off some rocks, launches over the convertible, climbs over, I think it's Honda S800, that one, lands in front of and can carry on. That was a Bath 124, I think. That's an impressive overtake right there. PFM on Horizon 4 is doing one of the street races, racing against some AI cars, gets things wrong into the braking zone and punts a Fiat. Turns out, though, it was a good move. A little bit of car bowling has taken place, and the Fiat managed to slow down both of the leaders. You couldn't do that one better if you tried. There's a hell of a hit on the Abarth there. We're on to a Need for Speed Heat next with a Curious 6 racing a Ferrari when they get things a little bit wrong. Just carry a bit too much speed, slightly wrong line, almost end up in a river, get incredibly lucky, managing to half grind across the railing, half bounce their way across it, but lands on the wheels and can carry on. Yeah, normally that would go quite badly wrong. Pretty well up next on Grid is racing the, talking about the Japanese tuner car category, and everything is going fairly well until an AI car's had enough of being on this planet. It's a very, very sort of quick spin, and the clip is cut relatively close to the end, but yeah, it's minding its own business, is driving along fine, and then just pings to orbit off of the curb. And the weird thing is the Nissan follows in their identical line, and that's fine. The player's a little bit wider, but still is across that curb, but is fine for this skyline. So, yeah, that's a thing. Deluxe up next on Wreckfest is, I think it's racing against the AI, and there is a Mini in front. Now, sometimes it's tempting to punt the Minis because the Minis are very small and very light, and, well, you've got a pretty good opportunity down here at turn 1, so sure enough, use the Mini as a brake, and the Mini goes for some front flips. I mean, normally you do that, you just punt a car out of the way, it goes wide, but no, that was the full-on front flip effect. Well played in that. No Use for A is up next on War Thunder, and they are trying to kind of use a building for some cover. There are some enemy tanks down the road that they are shooting at, and yeah, they're using the building over here for cover. They'll sort of pop out, take a shot, and then go back in behind the building for safety while they reload and everything. And that's all very well and good, but something, I don't know what it is, something mortar shell, something hits, something gets bombed, and the blast wave is enough to roll a tank. And then it gets shot while being stuck upside down, being exposed from its building safety. Yeah. Not what we want. Mustang be getting up next is on SnowRunner, driving the, I don't know what it's called, like the almost APC kind of style thing. Regardless, it's expected that it would crash through a tree. Turns out tree is stronger than 8-wheeled truck. Many tons of 8-wheeled truck. And the truck is not quite stuck. Most vehicles would be at this angle, but with the way the wheels are in this, the overhang at the back is just short enough that they can reverse it up, and with a little bit of fiddling around with the vehicle, it can come back down onto its wheels. But yeah, trees are strong. Taj up next on FR Legends with an AI that's made a little mistake, clipped a wall, and now doesn't know what way to point or how to car. Really, the Lexus is just going to spin around wildly on the spot, making curious patterns on the circuit. We're still going to continue spinning around all over the place for no good reason until it just stops and gives up. Teotex is up next on Trackmania Canyon. Now these are all about ultra fast, ultra smooth runs through the course, and this one goes a little bit wrong, just runs wide, clips the wall, but it amazingly will have lost a little bit of time, but that's a hell of a lucky recovery. Just a perfect 360 pointing the right way and can carry on with your minimal time lost. I say well done, an element of skill in gathering that back up quickly. Also, a lot of luck involved. And finally, we move on to Euro Truck Simulator. Now, player driving along, minding their own business, spots some shenanigans going on, AI-based shenanigans. Now, this sometimes happens, of course. There is a normal road car, has crashed into a police car, which, I mean, is mildly funny. Coming around this corner now, I'm presuming there are some mods installed. The trailer configuration of this one here looks like it's probably some sort of mod, but regardless, I don't know how that affects this sort of goofy stuff. Now, of course, the player truck is quite long, it's a bit difficult to manoeuvre, but manages to try and sort of make its way around this little accident. It does quite a good job of making its way around this little accident, and is heading along. Now, of course, naturally, player is curious about what weirdness is going on at the junction, so wants to go and investigate said crash a little. You know, you always want to go and investigate the glitch. So, you know, seeing that crash, they want to go turn around and have a look and see what's going on. Picks a kind of sensible place. It's not the easiest to turn a truck around, but there we go. I also appreciate the colours of the truck, and everything is going fairly well until police car reverses. That now releases the stricken BMW that pays no attention to the trailer at all. Now, I don't know whether it's something to do with the trailer being modded that it's paid no attention or what, but it just drove in straight underneath the truck, and then the player gets a fine because a police car's watching. Not sure if there's much the player could have done in that one, but I guess not turn around, but still, if you see a truck across the road, you don't just drive into it. Like the AIs do sometimes, but there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link to that in the description of this video. All the rules and how it works can be found in there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.